So, Peacemaker Season 2 just ended, and I need to be honest. What I just watched might have changed everything we thought we knew about the DCU. But here's the thing. Was it brilliance? Or the moment James Gunn finally jammed his own gun? I mean, this finale didn't just twist timelines, it rewrote reality itself. And if you think that's dramatic, just wait till you realize what Earth X really means. Because the secret James Gunn just slipped past everyone might be the forbidden key to how his entire DCU connects. Now, I loved Season 1. It's chaos, it's heart, it's unapologetic insanity. But Season 2, it's like watching your favorite hero stare straight into the mirror and ask, what if everything I fought for was a lie? And that's the question I can't shake. Did Gunn just build a masterpiece of emotional storytelling? Or did he just break his own universe before it even began? If you've ever loved a show that made you question everything, hit subscribe. Because we're diving into the theories, the hidden symbolism, and the one secret ending nobody's talking about. Here's where everything starts to unravel. Because when Peacemaker Season 2 dropped that final scene, fans didn't just cheer, they froze. Half the fandom said it was genius storytelling, and the other half, they called it James Gunn's biggest betrayal yet. And honestly, both might be right. See, Gunn didn't just end a show, he ended an era. Every frame of that finale screamed closure, but in the background you could feel it. The quiet setup for something darker checkmate. Now, this isn't your usual DC twist. This was personal. Gunn used Peacemaker, a character built on guilt, trauma, and ego, to mirror what he's doing to the entire DC universe. He's rewriting morality, loyalty, even the concept of heroism. And that's why fans are angry. Because deep down, they didn't want a reset. They wanted redemption. But here's the kicker. If you frame the final 12 seconds of that finale, you'll see a coded symbol on the checkmate file. And that tiny symbol might just confirm the wildest theory yet. Peacemaker isn't ending. He's being erased from one timeline and reborn in another. So the question isn't, why did Gunn end Peacemaker? Anymore. It's, what did he just start? So here's the truth. Peacemaker Season 2 didn't just close a chapter. It planted a seed. One that could grow into the foundation of the entire new DC universe, if James Gunn dares to let it. Because every frame of that finale whispered the same thing. Rebirth comes with a price, and the price for this one might be Peacemaker himself. Maybe he's not gone. Maybe he's the memory of the old DC, haunting the new one. And that means every reboot, every recast, every rewritten timeline might not be a reset, but a cover-up. If that's true, then the Checkmate Squad isn't just cleaning up the world. They're rewriting it. And that means the heroes we think are gone might still exist, just buried under a new logo, a new name, a new lie. So what if I told you? The next big reveal in Gunn's DCU won't come from Superman, Legacy, but from the ghost of Peacemaker himself. If you caught something I missed, a symbol, a line, a hidden detail, drop it in the comments. Because I'm breaking down every secret frame in this finale next. And if you love this kind of deep dive storytelling, hit subscribe, join the Luxuria episode breakdowns, and stay tuned. Because the DCU just hit checkmate. Have you ever had a dream so vivid it didn't feel like a dream? That moment when your mind whispers something that hasn't happened yet. That's exactly what Gen V just did to us. Annabeth's vision wasn't just another psychic glitch. It was a forbidden peek into the script of fate. And if you think it's over because the vision didn't come true in Episode 7, you're dead wrong. Because what if the vision didn't fail? It was delayed? And what if Annabeth's mistake wasn't in seeing the future, but in revealing it too early? Welcome back to Luxuria episode, where we don't just watch shows, we tear open the layers hidden underneath them. And if you're new here, trust me, by the end of this video, you'll know things about Gen V that no one else dares to say out loud. So hit subscribe right now, not because it's YouTube tradition, but because what you're about to hear may rewrite how you understand the boys' universe forever. The vision that changed everything. Let's rewind to that eerie opening scene of Episode 7. Annabeth's eyes flicker white, the room breathes red, and she sees her sister Marie lying on the floor, drenched in blood. Every sound disappears, every second freezes. For a moment, it's not even clear if we're watching a vision, or if the vision is watching us. Now, here's what most people missed. The show didn't just show us a prophecy, it looped it. We saw fragments again later in the episode, but slightly altered. Longer shots, heavier breathing, new lighting cues. That's not lazy editing. That's temporal distortion, a deliberate choice to suggest that Annabeth's visions don't exist in a fixed timeline. She doesn't see the future. She remembers it. Out of order. Which means Marie's death might still be waiting. Like a loaded gun in episode 8, A Sister's Curse. Annabeth's relationship with Marie is the emotional heart of Gen V Season 2. But here's where the writers played their cruelest card. Her powers don't just reveal tragedy. They create it. Every time Annabeth sees a death, it's not to prevent it. It's to guarantee it happens. That's why she froze when her parents died. And that's why her vision of Marie wasn't an error. It was a warning to herself. Think about it. Why would her vision start glitching only when Marie grows close to Cypher? Because Cypher isn't just a manipulator. He's a distortion point in the psychic field. He doesn't read minds, he rewrites them. And Annabeth, she's not just a seer. She's a recording device in a story that's constantly being overwritten. Cypher's connection? The man who broke time Cypher, or rather, Thomas Godolkin, isn't a villain in the traditional sense. He's a failed god trying to resurrect his own legacy through broken kids. And Annabeth's vision exposes his biggest secret. He's trying to create a world where death itself is programmable. That's why Marie's blood was floating in mid-air. Not dripping, not spilling, floating. It wasn't gravity failing. It was control. Cypher's control. And the question Gen V quietly asks is, what happens when a god realizes he's not the author anymore? The false prophecy theory, so, if Annabeth's prophecy hasn't yet come true, what does that mean for the finale? Most viewers think the vision was wrong. But there's another explanation, something darker. What if the Marie we saw lying in blood wasn't our Marie? Here's a forbidden theory: Annabeth didn't see the future. She saw a clone. One of the failed test subjects from Project Odessa, identical to Marie, used by Cypher for psychic calibration. That means Annabeth's power might not be predicting future events. It's tapping into alternate outcomes. She didn't see her sister die. She saw one of the possible versions that Cypher erased, and that's terrifying, because it means every time Annabeth closes her eyes, she's glimpsing the lives of the versions of Marie that didn't survive. Imagine that. Every dream you have is someone else's death. The Chamber of Blood, let's decode the environment next. The windows, rectangular, barred, metallic. The floor, concrete, streaked with residue from past experiments. This isn't just a classroom, it's a blood lab. Cypher's training sessions weren't lessons, they were rituals, meant to push Marie's hemokinesis to its divine limit. Every drop of blood floating in that room carries memory, pain, and command. So, when Annabeth sees Marie surrounded by blood that isn't hers, that's not chaos. It's a ritual complete. Cypher finally reaches what he wanted: a perfect symphony of control, where every molecule of blood dances to his will. But in that control, he loses the one thing that made him human: choice. And that's where Annabeth's role shifts from observer to executioner. The theory nobody wants to admit. Everyone's talking about Marie versus Godolkin. But what if that battle doesn't end in a fight, but in fusion? Yes. What if Annabeth's vision wasn't showing Marie dying at all, but transforming? The look in her eyes, blank, hollow, detached. It's the same vacant stare Cypher had when he was consumed by his godhood. Marie might not die. She might become something worse: a host. Annabeth's scream in the vision wasn't grief. It was recognition. Because she saw the moment her sister stopped being her sister. And the blood floating, that's not from victims. That's Marie rebuilding herself. So, let's ask the one question the show never dares to. What if Annabeth's power didn't fail? What if she just hasn't caught up to the present yet? Maybe the vision hasn't happened because the timeline hasn't synced. Maybe episode 8 isn't a continuation. It's a correction. The moment Annabeth's vision aligns with reality, time collapses, and Marie's final fate, life or death, will ripple across the boys' universe. That's why Gen V Season 2 matters more than anyone realizes. Because if Annabeth's visions rewrite the laws of fate, then the boys aren't fighting corrupt gods. They're fighting a timeline that wants them gone. We're only scratching the surface, because in the next part, we'll decode what Annabeth's second vision really meant, the hidden message Cypher left inside her mind, and why Marie's powers might secretly be the key to ending Homelander himself.